Welcome to another episode of Let's Chat Sales with Brendan McAdams and Andy Black. Today we're chatting about doing work for free versus charging for it. In particular, how show don't tell can work in practice, how Andy interprets the phrase always be closing, and why Brendan believes Andy is doing too much for free. If you find this episode useful, then please share with someone it can help.
You got into a kind of exchange with a guy who needed Google Ads help. And lo and behold, that's what you do.
Yeah.
So you want to give a little context?
Yeah, I'll maybe go back up a little bit, set the scene. That we found podpage.com as a software to help create a website. So yes. we create a podcast episode, upload to Anchor. It gets distributed to all these other platforms, one of them being Apple Podcasts. And Podpage just picks it up from there.
There are a whole bunch of other moving parts in this thing. I thought this was going to be a very simple podcast thing, but it's taken on a life of its own. That's a whole nother episode and a therapy session. But anyway, save that for another day.
But okay, where we're at now, where we just upload to Anchor and it automatically ends up a page on letschatsales.com.
Which is a Podpage product.
Yeah, podpage.com.
Yeah.
We're using this SaaS. It's $20 a month. And instead of my developer tearing his hair out with WordPress, because I kind of detect he was getting frustrated with the themes and whatnot, I was like, forget it. Let me go find something. Save your mental health. Okay, so saw that, signed up, joined the Facebook group just to say, oh, I found this product. It's great. Nice to meet you all. I'm just waiting for the DNS and all that kind of stuff to be done. And then I'll have my website up. I'm quite excited at the moment. A few people welcome me. Great. It's just a community. About 1,200 people in it. And then I think Friday night, I was just going through Facebook and I found in that group, the founder of the software had said, one of our very similarly named copycat competitors is buying Google Ads against our name to confuse people looking to try Podpage. If you know anyone very skilled with Google Ads, I'd love to chat with them. There's that word chat that we like as well, by the way.
Yes.
So what's happening there is somebody else is bidding on their brand name and has an ad appearing above their organic listing. And he doesn't want that happening. He wants his own ad to appear above them to stop that happening so that he's number one. So what I could have done is replied with, oh, I do Google Ads. I've been doing it since 2009. I've managed a team of 35, spent 120K a day and blah, 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 and just put my CV in there and then PM me or something like that, which is just awful. And don't do that. So that's me telling them I'm good at Google Ads. Or I could just do what I did, which was just immediately give him the advice of what you should do. So bid on your brand name, put this into your ad headline, put the trademark symbol into your ad headline as well. Use all these ad extensions to make your ad really big and you'll get a good click-through rate. And then Google may end up not showing their ads anymore. Because he'd said he'd love to have a chat with somebody. I'll put down, happy to have a chat and or set this up quickly for you, Brendan.
Different Brendan.
His name was Brendan. Yeah, his name was Brendan as well. And I put it brackets, no fee. You've already helped me already via messaging. Plus, I love your product. And then I pointed to an article in a forum. It was called Please Bid on Your Brand Name. I had loads of screenshots and reasons why you'd do it and other benefits, etc. And he replied and said, thank you. And then the next day, he'd messaged me saying, I've just emailed you about the Google Ads. We got into email conversation back and forth a little bit. He was getting on a flight somewhere. But I ended up getting access to his Google Ads account. I said I'd log in and I'd create a brand campaign for you.
For free.
For free, yep. And I might do a quick review of your website. Of your Google Ads account. And I'll record a Loom video for you while I do that. Because I'm going to do it anyway, just see how it's set up, what all the keywords are, what the ads look like, the landing page, all that kind of stuff. And so I did a video, very easy for me to do. And then I sent it to him. Again, went to bed the next day. He's going, wow, I knew I was losing money. This explains why. And we're in a little bit of conversation. And now I'm probably going to spend 10 minutes and set up a little brand campaign and do another little video and say, there you go. This is how it's set up and this is how you can manage it. And what's going through my head is show, don't tell. I didn't tell him I'm good at Google Ads. I just showed him by giving him the answer and just giving him the solution.
Over and over, by the way.
Yeah. Here you go. You just go off and do it. I didn't chase him either. I did the little audit and I find them fascinating. I do them all the time for folks. But that's quite a big deal for somebody to give you access to their marketing account for you to just have a look at it. That is quite a big deal.
Yeah.
Obviously, I treat that with respect as well. But by me offering to do this every now and then, I get to see all sorts of businesses, how they're set up, what they're doing, and I get like all this inside information that, you know, obviously I keep confidential, but I can have a little chat with them, and this is how I'm sort of building a relationship with him. He may end up becoming a client, but that's actually not the goal. What would be better is that he knows that I know what I'm on about, and this guy, he's a founder. He moves in circles probably with other founders. And what would be better for me, rather than getting paid to do this small piece of work, is get it set up for him. It works for him. And he goes, whoa, I know a dude who's good at Google Ads and he's helpful and he's a nice dude or whatever. And there we go. He's almost like a little salesperson for me. But this happens a lot in other groups where the group owner will tag me if someone else in their group has a problem with Google Ads. They'll tag me. Oh, Andy's good at this. And I'll come in, I'll reply. And I get a lot of business that way.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the strategy. It seems to me that you should be charging for your services at some point and you're not doing it. That's what mystifies me.
Right. It could be that he ends up becoming a client later on. To become that client,
yeah,
we would end up getting on a call anyway to have a chat. During that call, I'd say, I tell you what, why don't you open your account and I'll look over your shoulder at your account and see if I can even help you. See if I can spot, I don't tell them, the bleeding neck. I'll see where you're losing money. I'll show you where you're losing money. I'll tell you how to fix it. You'll probably go, you know what? I don't want to fix it. I'll hire you to do it. So that's all going to happen anyway. That's my sales process, I guess. I get on a phone.
I'm having a problem with this.
Go on then.
And it's only because the zeitgeist of Twitter in particular among startups is, oh, just give everything away for free. And I sort of believe that, but I think the thing to do is give away enough for free until they say, oh, I really have a problem. I need your help. And then you're supposed to charge them for your help. I mean, that's actually your mantra, isn't it? Is like help people and get paid for it, right? So maybe you are going to get paid for it, but it seems to me you've showed plenty of value already. And the guy came back and wow, and because of your recommendations, why couldn't you do an engagement that?
There's a few things. The back and forth of agreeing a price and all that kind of stuff to do the whatever, and then him becoming a client, it's just quicker to me. Just get in, do it, and it's more likely to happen. I'm going to chat, get to know them and their business, have a look over their shoulder at their account, possibly if they've got one already.
Yeah.
And I need to do that to be able to tell whether I can actually help them. So if it's set up perfectly, or if it's using bits of Google Ads I don't specialize in, I want to know that beforehand. I only need about 5-10 minutes looking at the account to go, yeah, I can help you, or no, I can't. And that's effectively what I've done. So that part, doing the audit free, I think that kind of makes sense. The part where I'm setting up a brand campaign for him.
Well, you're going to do that though, aren't you?
I'm just going to do that.
I think that's like crazy. And then this is making me nuts, by the way.
Yeah. That's funny. Right. If it takes me 10-20 minutes, set it up. Yeah. Fine. Yes, I'm good at what I do, and that's why
I know you are.
No, but what I mean is, it only takes me 10-20 minutes. It shouldn't be that. Oh, I'm not going to charge them because it didn't take me any time. Excuse me. What about 10 years it took me to get to the point where I can do it that fast? I understand that part. For me, I don't want to do one-off pieces of work. I don't want to like invoice somebody for a little piece of work and that's it. I'm only interested in monthly recurring revenue from a client.
Yeah, but I think that's easy to solve, though. I mean, you basically are selling a product at that point. When he said, wow, you've impressed him enough that he thinks, oh, I should have this guy do an audit for me. And then it's $500, $5,000, whatever the number is what it takes to do an audit. It's a product. It's a consulting assessment of some scope that you do. It's the same every time. And here's what you're going to get at the end. These are the recommendations. And at the end of this, I'll tell you, this is what I would do for you after that. And I'll give you instructions on how to do it, or I'll do it. And you can have someone else do it, or I can do it. But it seems to me that's a way to vet people and qualify them, because your time is valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. First off, I'm not doing too many of them. So it isn't like...
That sounds loose.
No, like I'm overrun. Yeah, so my time is valuable. They can book in, but there's like slots in advance, whatever. It might be 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
I prefer to do this part. Oh, sorry, not necessarily. I'm not for everybody. Am I creating
everybody on this call? Anyone listening? Any listener free?
Yeah. Not at all. Right. So it's just a little thing, and I just want to be shot of it. I just done, and I can walk away. And if he wants to engage, he can bring that up.
Yeah.
Okay. But me doing this over the last 10 years, not charging for these initial chats, I have spoke to so many business owners, just so many,
Yeah.
but with a particular skill that
Yeah.
they want to speak to me. That is how I've built a network of people that I'd prefer to get business from them referring me to their network. And yes, if they're a client and it works, then they could refer me on. But I just think I get to a much deeper relationship chatting to folks for free, doing a review of their account 5 minutes ago. Oh, yeah, she's using this.
Yeah, but you're not just doing a review. You're in his account now, and you're going to fix the problem. And
yeah, no, this is slightly different. I wouldn't normally create campaigns for folks. I wouldn't touch anything. I literally look over the shoulder. I don't need access to their account.
Yeah.
Okay. That's quite important because often they might have an agency or a freelancer managing it. I'm like, look, I'll just look over your shoulder at your account. I'll look at your screen and I'll get you to navigate and you'll learn what to look at. In this case, I'm just going to set it up. I'll walk away from it. I'm happy to walk away from it. If he wants to engage, we're going to chat about it. But I'm like, there's a phrase, always be closing. I hate the phrase closing anyway. I don't like that.
I don't like the. I know that. Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, to me, always be closing. To me, is just like keep moving. So I'll engage, dude. Do this. Keep moving. I'm not interested in quoting for it, getting the money for it, invoicing. It's not worth my time doing it.
It's so quick now. It's so easy to do now. You can send someone an invoice in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, sorry, this is not your standard.
No. It's interesting because you're a sales and you want. Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. I like this idea, but I hate to pin you at the tag that you're afraid to ask for money because I don't think you are. But I run into this a lot with non-salespeople. I mean, with salespeople, is they don't want to ask for money, and you're really good at what you do. And it seems to me, especially this person happens to be super qualified. Not only are they an ideal customer, I think they've got a very high willingness to pay.
I'm not trying to get this guy as a client at all, but it might be.
You're almost trying not to get him.
No, that's funny. So somebody in the Fastlane forum replied to one of my threads. Is like, how to sell like Andy. Step 1, don't sell. Step 2, see step 1. But this is how I make sales. As a techie, I'm going to do my techie thing, and he'll look at it and the little video accompanies it and go, whoa. And if he wants more, he can come back to me. But I'm already up the road.
But a really, like a techie, I would think, your phrase, not mine, but a techie would be so confident in what they can do that they would feel warranted to charge for their time.
So I got chatted to a guy once, like a business coaching type of call. It was X for 30 minutes. It went on for a couple of hours because we were chatting about lots of stuff. I was like, whoa, thanks for overrunning. I'll cover that extra hour and a half. And he said, no, that's fine. I wanted to get all that done for you. I wanted to help you. Plus also, if you pay, the transaction is complete, whereas now the transaction isn't complete. So what happened? I referred him on to so many more people, not because he's going to take 2 hours, but because he was damn good. Yeah. So I felt that the transaction wasn't complete. I hadn't paid. It wasn't finished. I was like, whoa, I need to do something for this guy. I need to help him.
It's a certain obligation.
Yeah. I don't want to use that word, but you'd
like
feel
you want to pay back. You want to,
I want to pay back. And I'm not doing it. It sounds like I'm doing it deliberately to get this guy to go, whoa, I need to pay back in some way. I'm not. But in my experience, that's what happened.
Yeah, but I think independent of paying or not is that people like to refer people that are good at what they do. I'd like to tell people about good movies, right? Or good restaurants. And it's because when you tell someone that restaurant's good or that movie's really good, and they go and experience it and they enjoy it, you've done them a solid. I don't think by charging this guy diminishes that willingness to refer you. I refer you to people all the time because I think, if someone needs Google ads, they should talk to him. You're a connector at that point, and that gets a certain amount of karma. Those things add up somehow. You don't know how they're going to play out, but they do.
Yeah. Well, that's what he meant by the transaction's not complete. Whatever, you can get all foo on it.
True. I like the show don't tell thing, right? I think that I like that a lot. I just like at some point there's a point where someone signals, I want to buy. At that point, I think you owe them to charge them something. You have to say, all right, this is how it works. This is how I get paid. This is how I don't want to onboard him as a client for that, honestly. For that small little bit of work. It's a form. Here's what I'll do. It's like it's an email and invoice.
No.
I'm trying to make you wealthy. That's all. I'm trying to, things in the UK are expensive,
No. Well, I mean, Ireland, the rent here is ridiculous. So free work, there is obviously a line. And obviously people who are getting started, they're constantly due to, I think, like web developers creating portfolio, build a full website for somebody.
Yeah.
And often that
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
doesn't appreciate it and wants a million changes. So that's a thing. That's a problem that folks have. Obviously getting work, showing what you can do is obviously a good thing. A guy I used to work for, he was an employee in a company, and they sent him off on one of these leadership training things. And one of the guests who came in had climbed Everest. So he came in and he was talking about all the trials and tribulations, and obviously that's quite a challenge.
Right.
My friend got talking to him afterwards, and he says, the guy, it just looks into your soul and there's nowhere to hide, kind of thing.
Yeah.
My friend was explaining all the stuff he'd done and whatnot, and the guy liked it, but he gave his line, tell me what you've done and I'll tell you who you are. And I just love that line. All the rest of it is rubbish.
Yeah.
Tell me what you've done. Like when we get to pearly gates, we got to say what we've done, not what we were planning to do, what we were hoping to do, and all the rest of it. And it's the same as when you want to invoice I know you're saying I didn't invoice them, but when you were going to invoice somebody, it's like, well, what's been done? It's not what you planned on doing, etc. So I actually think that's a great line. Look in the mirror. Tell me what you've done, and I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah, we're both consultants, right?
Yeah.
I've got a business, but I've also do consulting and training and coaching. And I talked to a prospective customer a couple of weeks ago, and we had a really kind of very fun chat. He ended up buying my book, and we talked about that for a bit. We talked about all this other stuff, and I didn't know where the conversation was going, although I think he wanted to hire me. So we had another chat the following week, and then during that next chat, I think I'd convinced him to the point where that, hey, listen, I know what your business is. I know how I can help it. And I gave him some ideas, and good guy. I really like him. So anyway, long story short is I gave him a proposal that was, I think, very painless for him. No risk. It was a 2-week kind of engagement. We'll do an assessment at the end of that. It basically gives him a chance to figure out if he likes working with me and if I like working with him and his company. And what it did for me is it does exactly that. It allows me to understand more about his business and get up to speed, and also give him some insight, because I can already see some things that he ought to be doing. He's not doing. He's doing some things with cold email that are long and they need to get fixed. And he's not thinking as strategically as I think some of his salespeople should. And so I've got this engagement, and part of the reason for doing the engagement was I was going to spend some time with him over the next couple of weeks. And if I spend time with him, I can't spend time on something else. So there's that. And then the other thing is it sort of qualifies whether he's a potential customer or not. If he's not a potential customer, then I'm happy to help him a little bit here and there and answer questions. But as it turns out, no problem with the proposal. Didn't take that long to write up. It was basically an email. And now he's a customer. He's already talking about being a longer term customer. But for me, the proposal and the initial engagement was to qualify how serious they were about doing the work. That's why I'm badgering you about this. I know your style, and I love what you do, and you're very good at it and so forth. But it's sort of like you're telling this guy all the stuff he needs to do, and now you're in his account and doing it. It's just like, that was a bit of a head scratcher.
Oh yeah. 15 minutes and be out. I'll remove my access.
I think this is a long-term engagement.
Yeah, no, maybe. In this case, I'm not looking for that. I would much prefer to be just in his group as his customer, and him knowing that I'm good at that. If anybody pops up in his network over the next 10 years who says, oh goodness, I'm stuck with.
I think you should have a call with him. I think he owes a phone call or a Zoom call.
We're going to have a call. We're going to have a call probably during the week, because
okay, all right. Well,
because in part of what I discussed in the first audit, I was like, you don't want to be showing for these sort of keywords. These are info seekers. Sorry, not keywords. These search terms are coming through are people who are info seekers. My definition of info seeker on Google is they've got a cup of coffee in hand. They have no interest in buying anything. You want to show for the buyers, the people with the credit card in hand. Yeah. You're not showing enough for those because your budget's been used by info seekers. So get rid of all that stuff. Focus on the buyers. And yes, there's strategies that you can use for that huge volume of info seekers. Now, if he wants to address that later on, then obviously that's different. Right? I'm in, I'll do this little piece and I'm gone, and I'll remove access, and I'll say I've removed access. Yeah. And we'll hop on a call.
So this is, I'm just doing a sales coaching session. You know that, right? Yeah. I mean, that's what this is. This is like, this is the sort of thing I do. So I've just sort of like worked you into it because these are the things I would like drill down on. I have to be nicer to you because you're the co-host, so I can't. But it's like I would want to like understand the underlying dynamic. Why not ask for the order? And so you don't want I guess you don't really want the. So that's what I'm.
I don't want the business. I don't want the business.
You're going to get him all wound up because he's really going to like the work you do, and then you're going to say, I don't want you other people.
Hold on. A recurring customer. MRR. All I'm interested in is monthly recurring revenue.
I think this is a layup. I think this one's a layup. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, but I mean, I'm just listening to what's going on here. I mean, This is the kind of situation where they're like, oh, let's just put you on a retainer because this is a real company. By the way, we are in no way affiliated with Podpage. So
we just
listeners out there, we just
have
one of us likes it a lot, and one of us is really enamored with it. So I'll let the listener be the judge of which is which.
Yeah. Right. So hold on. I'm not interested in one-off pieces of work. I
don't think this is though.
No, me charging for that. Oh, I'm going to charge for the building one little campaign.
I think this is this is a qualifier. It's what it's for.
Possibly. I'm not going to charge for that little piece. If they're going to be a client, it's going to be on, a monthly retainer going forward. That's all I'm interested in. MRR. For me, the definition of a customer is somebody who's a customer buying from you.
Right.
Actually, and we'll be chatting about this in another chats where you say the sales process is never completed. The first time they buy from you is that first purchase is a test.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both ways, which is what you're talking about. You've invoiced this guy. Oh, you sent him a proposal. He agreed. Bang. So we'll be moving to the next stage. So the first purchase is a test. First time they buy from you, I class them as a buyer. And then if it's a repeat buyer, I call them a customer. That's in my head. I know.
It's getting more and more complicated now.
Yeah. I'm not interested in having little one-off pieces of work. And this thing isn't going to take me long. And that's not an excuse. But like, if it was a one-off piece of work and it's going to take me a few hours, it'd be like, no, I'm not even going to charge you for that. I'm not going to do it. Just not going to do it. If you're not going to become a long-term customer, I'm not going to work with you.
All right. Well, all right. But you are doing it, I don't know if you are doing it right now. You're in his account. You're going to set up his Google. I mean,
yeah.
I get it. I'm just having fun with it because this is a sales thing. I'm running into a lot of founders that don't. This is not you, so don't get defensive. But I just had a Twitter thread with a bunch of technical peoples, and they all talked about how they hated sales. And I was trying to be very polite about it, but to oversimplify things, it's because you're thinking about it the wrong way. You're thinking about like it's some slimy thing where you're forcing someone to make a decision or you're kind of tricking them. And it's not it at all. That's not how it is. And so I thought this was kind of fascinating because you're not really selling and the customer wants to buy. That's what's getting me.
Yeah. But I think that's a subject for another episode, actually, probably.
Yeah, it's a good one too.
A good one. Sales for techies. Technical people who are practitioners who feel a salesman is born and it's not their DNA or whatever it is.
Nonsense. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think it's mindset. Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Brendan. Putting my feet to the fire or whatever.
You held up well, man. Thanks.
I'm stubborn.
Now you are stubborn. I've noticed that too. That's good. I have no flaws. That's actually a whole nother episode. Very good.
We hope you found that useful. If you did, then please share with someone it can help. And don't forget to check out letschatsales.com for other episodes and to sign up to our newsletter.